paano nga ba tayo natututo? Pag-usapan natin yan ngayong video na to. So what's going on, Reapers? Welcome back to the 8th episode of Introduction in Psychology. My name is Death Nigel and I am a 3rd year BA Psychology student. Ngayon na tapos na tayong pag-usapan ng memory, let's move forward to another topic na connected pa rin sa memory, and that is learning. So in definition, learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior or knowledge due to experience. So, ang learning, ito yung mga information or knowledge na nare-retain natin sa ating memory at na-apply natin siya. So, the moment na na-apply natin siya sa buhay natin, that is a huge sign na meron tayong natututunan. Now, yung learning, part yan sa field ng behavioral psychology. Now, yung behavioral psychology, it is the field of psychology that focuses on behavior. Actually, marami pang mga field yung psychology. As we already discussed on the previous episode, we have clinical, cognitive, social, at marami pang iba. At isa-isay natin yung mga field na yun sa mga upcoming episode at series natin. Ngayon, mag-focus muna tayo dun sa behavioral psychology. Ngayon, under the behavioral psychology, merong 3 major theories yung learning. At ano yun? The first one, we have classical conditioning. The second one, we have operant conditioning. And the third one is we have observational learning or social learning. Ano yung mga yun? Isa-isayin natin. First one will be the classical conditioning by Ivan Pavlov noong 1890s. Now, to put it simply, ang classical conditioning, it is a learning as by association between two stimuli. So when we say stimuli, it is anything that causes a reaction or change in a living organism or a system. So example, nakita mo yung crush mo at kinilig ka. So therefore, yung crush mo, yun ang stimuli. Tapos yung kinilig ka, that is your reaction. Another example is kunyari naglalakad ka tas nakakita ka ng pagkain. The moment na nakita mo yung pagkain na yun is nagutom ka. So therefore, yung pagkain na yun, that is your stimuli. And your reaction is yung nagugutom ka. Now, under classical conditioning, we have 4 main ideas. 4 main ideas is the neutral stimulus, unconditioned stimulus, unconditioned respond, and conditioned response. Now, para mas lalong maintindihan natin itong 4 ideas na to, let's go to the most famous example in classical conditioning, and that is the Pavlov's dog or the Pavlovian conditioning. Now, as you can see here, we have 4 pictures here. Let's go to the first one muna. So as you can see, the first picture shows na this is the before the conditioning. So our unconditioned stimulus is that yun yung pagkain. At ang ating unconditioned response is yun yung aso na naglalaway. So every time na nakikita ng aso yung pagkain is naglalaway siya. So therefore, ang goal natin dito is kailangan kapag nagririnig tayo ng bell or di kaya when we rung the bell is dapat yung aso is pupunta sa atin para akalain na may pagkain tayo. So paano natin gagawin yon? Ganito lang. To the second picture, nakita natin na yung bell, that will be our neutral stimulus. Now, every time na pinapatunog natin yung bell is walang reaction yung aso doon. Kasi syempre, naglalaway lang naman siya doon sa pagkain eh. Doon lang naman siya naglalaway. So, ang gagawin natin is ipapartner natin yung bell sa pagkain. 2 stimuli. Every time na nagpapatunog tayo ng bell, lalapit yung aso at ipapakita natin yung pagkain para magkaroon siya ng unconditioned response na naglalaway siya. So, ulit-ulitin natin yun para magkaroon ng classical conditioning or magkaroon na ng conditioning. That is where we will arrive sa ating 4th picture na conditioned stimulus na yung bell at yung conditioned respond is yung naglalaway yung aso. So, every time na nagbe-bell na tayo, is pupunta na yung aso sa atin at maglalaway siya kasi aakalain niya na merong pagkain. So, that is classical conditioning. And that is the example na nagpapakita na yung aso or the organism can learn if we partner 2 stimuli. The second one naman is we have the operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner noong 1937. Now, in definition, operant conditioning is a learning theory where behaviors are shaped by their consequences using reinforcement and punishment. So, ano yung reinforcement and punishment? So, ang reinforcement ito yung nag-i-increase ng behavior. So every time na may gusto tayong ipagawa sa isang tao or ma-encourage sila na ipagpatuloy yung ginagawa nila, is bibigyan natin sila ng reinforcement or di kaya ng reward. The second one naman is we have punishment, which is the one that decreases the behavior. So kung meron tayong behavior na ayaw, is ang gagawin natin, bibigyan natin sila ng punishment para mawala yung certain behavior na yon. Now, to better understand reinforcement and punishment, we have some example here. Let's start first with reinforcement. So as you can see here, we have a student that is studying hard. So, para mapagpatuloy niya yung behavior na nag-aaral siya ng mabuti, bibigyan natin siya ng magandang grade. Now, that grade will be the reinforcement para mas ma-encourage siya na mag-aral ng maigi even more. So, that is reinforcement. In order for the person to continue the behavior, you give them something to motivate them to continue. So that is reinforcement. The second one naman is we have punishment. Now, if a student has a failing grade, ang gagawin natin is tanggalan natin sila ng gadget privileges. So ngayon, dahil wala na silang gadget privileges, ang mangyayari niyan, it will cause to our student a discomfort. So dahil doon, it will push them to study even more and to get better grades para makuha ulit ang gadget privileges na yon. So that is punishment. So as you can see, those two ideas is very important in order to learn. For example, gusto mo yung estudyante mo na merong matutunan. So therefore, magbibigay ka ng something. Like for example, kapag meron dito na nakapasa sa exam or makakuha ng mataas na score, merong reward. So that reward will push them to study even more. So ang nangyayari doon, it will trigger their brain to absorb more information or to retain an certain information para makuha yung reward na yun. So that is also learning. The third one is we have the observational learning or the social learning by Albert Bandura during the 1960s. Now, to put it simply, ang observational learning, this is the learning by watching others. So to better understand it is let's go to the most famous example of observational learning, and that is the Bobo doll experiment. So ano to? So ang Bobo doll experiment is ito yung merong baby, tapos merong isang lalaki or di kaya isang researcher na pinakita sa isang baby na binubugbog niya yung doll. So therefore, ang reaction ng baby dahil nakita niya yon na binubugbog yung doll ay ginaya niya. So therefore, that is a huge sign that a person can learn something by watching it. Another example of observational learning is kunyari, yung bata na nakikita niya yung magulang niya na sigaw ng sigaw. So there will be a huge chance na yung bata is matututo din siyang sumigaw. So if the parent is matututo rin yung bata na kasi nga, yung magulang niya is yun yung social model niya. So parents and adults, let's be careful on our behavior kapag kasama natin yung mga bata, because ang children kasi, kapag child sila, that is one of the crucial stage ng development nila na kung ano ang nakikita nila is i-imitate nila. Kumbaga, tayong mga adults or mga parents, we are their social model. So gagayahin nila kung anong ginagawa natin. So let's be careful on our actions kapag kasama natin sila. So para hindi nyo makalimutan, ang napag-usapan natin ngayong araw na ito is I made key takeaways. So always remember that classical conditioning, it is a learning through pairing of stimuli. The second one naman is operant conditioning, which is a learning through results, which is the rewards or punishment or reinforcement or punishment. The third one naman is we have observational learning, that is a learning by watching others. Now, these three major theories is very important na tandaan because not only important siya sa learning, important din siya sa developmental psychology. Now, ang developmental psychology, it is one of the major board exam subjects. So, kailangan siyang tandaan. So, always remember these three theories. So yun lamang po ang video natin ngayong araw nito. I hope you learn a lot about learning in this video. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to follow our Facebook page, ThatNigel, for more psychology content. So i-share nyo na to sa mga psychology major nyo o yung mga friends nyo na curious sa mga bagay-bagay na nangyayari sa utak natin. So yun lang po, and see you guys on the next episode.
If you enjoyed that video, consider yourself subscribing. Subscribe. Follow our FB page and TikTok too. Subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe.